Good morning, y'all. It's Libby with Gemini Homestead. We got a garden update. The garden actually held its own. We had about 38 hours of rain. I need to check the rain gauge to see how much we actually got, but the garden did good, and I added some more this morning, so I'll give you a brief tour. It has changed in a week, and like I told y'all, if I do see significant change, I'll share. If not, it'll be every 2 weeks. But no, the rain did the rain did good for us. Okay, y'all, 5 inches. And that's how much rain we got in 38 hours. We really needed it, but I was concerned when it came in very hard that it was going to do damage. The lettuce and spinach bed is doing well. I do see a little problem here with the red spinach. It's wanting to come up. It's struggling. And I'll show you the difference. This is getting quite a bit of shade. Now in the same bed, if I take you down here, now of course now it's going to be on the other side. Now look, full sun. This is the red spinach. I'm actually seeing a difference. And I did this on purpose. I actually went on the other side of this bed and I planted opposite to see the way the sun's coming in. But it's doing well. You can see we got a lot of standing water. Now in these side holes, I've got the winter Chinese radishes. Let me see. I'll have to take you to the package and I'll show you. But that's what I put in here, as well as some green onions. So guys, y'all can use these pockets of these cinder blocks. It just adds more to the garden. Here's the broccoli. It's doing great. No complaints whatsoever. And you'll see this in these bags, how they lay over, and that's because they're wet. And what I'll come in here and do is actually add straw around the edges to keep them open. And this right here, you're going to see me, I'm going to take these off. I don't like my leaves touching the soil. And here, I'll show you why. See that? Now the cauliflower, I did go in and choose the best. There was 3 in each. And I did choose the best, and they seem to be doing fine. Quite a bit of cauliflower. And then the onions, the Texas sweet, I have no complaints. Like I said, this was the first year I planted these 320 Texas sweets. And I'll go ahead and share the company with y'all too. They're doing great. Now if I turn you around, well, there's Gigi. This is the cabbage. Now if you remember, I did these by seed. And they're coming up great. And these were tray started. So you do see a difference. But I believe they're going to catch up. So far, no bugs. So the cabbage is doing fine. And again, plenty of radishes, winter radishes in here. Y'all got to try this in these pockets. Especially with green onions, your small herbs, it works fine. The squash, doing great. This is the buttercup. And you'll see, which I did not pull out, but I've got 2 here. I left them alone. I just kind of want to see if one will take over the other, because I can always remove one. I'll just clip it. And then Lippy's carrot. Oops, looks like something's been in here. We fight a lot of rabbits, y'all. Even though this is in a fence, we fight a lot of rabbits. And then here is what I call my purple carrots, and all of y'all know it's a reddish. Had no idea. I didn't realize when I was lining up my packages, I grabbed a reddish. So now I'm calling it my purple carrot. I mean, obviously, look at the leaf. Look over here, the carrot. Yes, it's a difference. That's a weed right there. But you see these little prints right here? Yeah, I got to figure out where these rabbits are coming in, because they are coming in. Of course, now here's the other side of the cabbage. I'm going to take y'all around there. The onions are doing great. I keep those all the way down the center. Try to utilize it as much as I can. Now, my dog just scared me. Hang on, she dropped the packages. So now I can show y'all what I planted. You know, I know y'all like me putting you in the ground. Okay. Here is one of the radishes from Baker's Creek. Now, this was some that was sent to me. And there's the other radish. Those were sent to me. Trying to think who sent these. It might have been Andrea at VW. Might have been. Oh, guys, and I wanted to brag a little bit. I got this in the mail from Teresa and Lee over at Stringfield Ridge. I cannot wait to try them. This will be actually my first time doing the MI Gardener. I'll have to admit, I've never used his seeds. I love to watch him, so I'm tickled pink on that. And then here is these onions I was telling you about. And I'm telling you what, it says 90% germination. For what I planted, I'm at 100%. But it's Urban Farmer. It was one that was introduced to me. I'm very, very pleased so far at the rapid growth. So, you know, shout out to them so far as in my opinion. Great, great onions. Okay, let's go back up. Maybe my dog won't scare me. Of course, y'all know the rosemary hangs on. Now, that was the rosemary that Buddy did a taste test on, blindfold taste test, that severely backfired on me. You'll have to go back, the ones that didn't see our live, and watch it. It was quite funny. And here is the cabbage. Doing awesome. Now, in my last update, do y'all remember me showing you this jalapeno? And we had 4. One's gone. But I didn't want to disturb my soil because I saw growth coming. Like I said, we're going to get a frost next week, and I will cover it with a bucket. But I am just really curious to see if it will survive, or all 3 of them. Now look at this one. Now I do see might be a problem here. Tell you what I'm going to do. Yeah, I removed that. These are greens, so I removed that. But, y'all, I may have jalapenos next year. And that's going to shock me because we do get cold temps. The other side of this bed is greens as well. I've got to go in and thin them. Quite a bit right in here. It's going to take a lot of thinning. But I like them to get about 3-4 inches up before I start thinning. Here's a patch I can show you. It's almost ready, and y'all be able to see the difference. Do you see? And now let me show you something else. This is shade. Further down, it's not. And we've had some warm temps, so I'm real curious to see actually how they do. But you see how I've got to thin them out? I know we hate to do that, but it's a must. I am so ready to get a pot of greens going. Now here's the Japanese eggplants. And I've got one coming up here. There's a bloom. And I've actually came out here and pollinated. Of course, there's the red top turnips. Not bad. I will have to thin these as well, but really not too bad. And then here is one. Let me show you. Where did it go? I wanted to show you this flower. And it's something when you find it, there it is right there. I don't know if, look, I've got 3. 1, 2, and 3. These are the ones that I actually pollinated. opened and then they closed, and I was like, uh-oh, they died. I don't know what happened, but I did not realize you could do that. I was kind of basically testing and tuning, as they say. But they're holding up well. But these are for winter. Oh, and here's another one over here. Y'all, and I tried it. It is delicious. Very, very good. Okay, in that clip, I showed you the acorns in the tree. And I know you were thinking, why is she showing us that? You notice 90% of them have turned. Now, I picked some off. I don't know if the camera can get to it. Okay? I've actually got a handful. Now, I'm going to sit up in here in the greenhouse and talk to y'all. This tells us, and this is just by our homestead, when we start seeing majority of them have turned and they're dropping daily, that tells us North Louisiana's going to get a winter. But I've never actually kept a journal of this. Well, this year I am. I want to see if what we remember to be correct. But right now it's telling us that if you hunt, that the deer are not going to have to come to your feeder. You won't have to use as much feed because there's abundance of feed. It's only when you see the green acorns in the trees that you'll actually put in food plots. This is my opinion. And actually offer them feed so they'll actually pass. This here indicates they're going to bed up. They're going to have their own feed. I don't know. We're going to do a journal and see. But right now, looks like we need to add another cord to our stash of firewood. We're going to see. Let me know what y'all's comments are on that. What's your thoughts on this? If you agree or disagree, I'd love to hear some comments. You know, old wise tales. It's very interesting, you know. But anyway, that was a short garden tour. And I know y'all saw the change. What about the amount of rain we got? 5 inches. Y'all, we needed it. Didn't need that much all at one time because I still have some seedlings. I don't think it did damage because I'm starting to see little bitsy hair coming up. So I think I was safe there. Now I do have to water the greenhouse. Let me turn it and show y'all the aloe veras, because we're going to get down 36. And that would be at our weather station. So we can go 2 degrees cooler, so we could possibly see 34 here from the distance of where we're at to our actual weather center. So I'm glad that I brought them in last week because we've got a lot of fluctuation in our temps. We're going to get very cool. I do not see anything above 74, 75. So we will see mid-70s. And then it's going to dip down into the 40s at night. And like I said, a few days of 34 to 38 is the range. So yeah, fall has set in for us. Might even have a fire going at Thanksgiving. Sometimes we have the AC going. I think this year we're actually going to have a fall through a winter. And our winter is usually January and February. That's when we actually really see our winter temps ramp up. This here tells me, yeah, we won't be using the AC. That's not a bad thing. You know, that saves on the pocketbook. But it was just a short garden tour. I think we're going to see a drastic difference this is Sunday. So the video will go out tomorrow on Monday. Next Sunday, I think we're going to see a drastic difference because with these cool temps, a lot of that lettuce bed and spinach bed is really going to take off. It loves the cool temps. Now, the way I've got my beds, because I utilize winter and spring, we left the running fencing as I showed you. That's so we can take a drop cloth and put over it. Instead of being a round tunnel, it actually comes down like an A-frame, and just lay cinder blocks down at the bottom to hold it down. Very easy to do. So anybody that's got beds, that's got the running fences, you don't have to take them down. Just utilize that. You may have to put, matter of fact, those swimming pool noodles would work great. If y'all have some of those or get a hold of them, I don't know, after summer, they may all be gone, but you can usually get them for like 10 to 20 cents. Take you a split and split down one side and then go across your fencing. That's so you don't tear you don't tear your cloth. And just put cinder blocks or landscape timbers, whatever you have, to hold it down at the bottom, and you're fine. You got you a tunnel, and didn't cost you a bunch of money. You don't have to take your fencing down. So, hope you enjoyed the garden tour. We greatly appreciate it. And until next time, God bless.